Alright, so before I show you this interesting thing that's gone down, let's talk about, I don't know why I have this there, let me get rid of that. Let's talk about what went down. So, as you know, for whatever reason, when we did that raid, the Trial of Valor raid, the one you now see completed, and we'll talk about that in a minute. When we did the Trial of Valor raid, we ran into a situation where, for some reason, I left early like an idiot, to be fair. But I was trying to get back in, you know, I was messaging Jason, so... Yeah, but it didn't work out, and I got kicked out. For some reason, I went back in. Unbeknownst to me, for whatever reason, Helya was back. Which is never something that happened. Before, it was always, it would always be a situation where... how do I word this? You would go in and everything would be dead. Like, if I were to go into, say, they're going to reset in 58 minutes because everything's going to reset because I'm on really early today to turn these in because we have a little bit of an update on things. But anyway. In 58 minutes, for example, if I went into Icecrown Citadel, the Lich King wouldn't be there anymore. In fact, the whole place would be clear of everything. There wouldn't be anything left. Trash or anything wise. So, that's how it used to work. For whatever reason, when I went in, as you saw on recording, she was back, and so were all her ads. So I was screwed. I got really pissed off. I sent a ticket in. They denied my ticket. I was really pissed. At that point, I thought I might have been done. But I thought about it, and I did a poll. Now, the poll actually came back. It's not yet done. There's about 11 hours on it. But it's very unlikely the polling numbers are going to change. It's pretty clear. You want me to continue the series, so we will continue the series. So what I did was, I took a week off. We actually still did the raids, though. I joined the guild for those. We actually did our first, Yeah. Well, technically, I guess our first raid with the actual guild. We had technically put that on the calendar before, but it didn't go well. So, yeah, we did that, and it went pretty damn well, actually. We managed to complete it in one go this time. So my Trial of Valor skills are definitely going up. And, yeah, it's been pretty good. Everything's gone down really well. And because of that, but this is where it gets a little weird, right? So, I killed Helya this time. And it auto-activated the quest for me. I'm not even joking. At some point, I didn't even click anything. I just looked at the quest like, oh, I guess I should click on Helya because that's what they told me to do. And it just auto-completed. The moment we killed Helya. Well, actually, I don't know that to be true because I didn't record it. And I don't know when it actually activated. All I know is at one point I got knocked into the water. And as I was coming out when we killed Helya, it was done. I don't know why. So, we got it done. Thank God we did. And I also did this with Terry. We did a lot of things yesterday. I haven't done a Mythic Keystone this week because, one, I was on break and I just didn't want to. And two, let me show you why, actually. Skittish. No, that's not happening. So, yeah, whenever there's skittish in the Keystones, I'm scared to do it. I don't even want to do it. But, that being said, my item level has indeed gone up. For whatever reason, it actually says 883 there. I actually don't know why. I just noticed that. Why does it say I'm 883? What? That's actually really strange. I have no idea why it says 883. I'm going to have to look through my shit at some point and try and figure that out, I guess. Really weird. Why would it do that? But I got a better helmet from the Time Walker thing. I almost skipped it. Thank God I did it, because holy shit, 890. Basically, 890, if you don't know, basically I'm setting that slot for the rest of my time in this expansion. Because 890, well, let me put it to you this way, right? Trial of Valor, Mythic, 890. So basically, I have, in 2 slots, my neck and my head, 2 Trial of Valor Mythic level gear in my on my possession. Technically, Helya has 895, but that's Helya. That's Final Boss. So, that's pretty crazy if you ask me. So, I'm glad I got that. I also got another Legendary. And I'm just going over everything, so you know everything that's gone down while I've been off for the week, mostly. Where was it? can't seem to find it now. I think... Oh, wait, that's right. I think I... Wait, no. I don't know what I did with it. Like, oh, here it is. It's in such a random spot. I'm tempted to get that. Right? I just need to check, and I'm planning to probably test it and say, once I get the gear, I'll try and test it and see. Because, from my understanding, from my reading of this, it only absorbs magic damage. And if that's the case, this is useless, right? But, if I'm wrong, it could actually just be an absorption. Like, see, when I do this, it gives me an absorb barrier thing, right? On my health. It also increases my maximum health. So if I'm wrong, and it actually just absorbs damage, period, that would mean I'm essentially being healed for 2 million almost health each time I use that move. I kind of doubt that is the case, though, just because of how insanely powerful that would be. I'm going to test it. Not on here, obviously. We have things to do. That's the whole reason I'm recording. But I'm going to test it at some point. And maybe you guys let me know in the comments. To be fair, by the time this goes up on YouTube, it's going to be way past when we pretty much played this game. But hey, because YouTube gets it later, Twitch gets it instant. But anyway, pretty much instant. But anyway, without further ado, there was a maintenance thing today, and that's what we're on. I was actually going to come on, I don't know, do World Quest or something, maybe. But when maintenance stopped and I came on, this was in front of me. Had to get away. Had to warn you. The soldier is wan and wounded, obviously in tremendous pain. Been held prisoner since the assault on the broken shore. She shudders.
Speak your piece.
She shudders.
What? We press on.
Bliss?
Make it quick.
Bliss?
I will listen for now. My torture continues.
Unless this is... Alright, I'm going to say right now. Unless this is a transgender person. Pretty sure this isn't a she. It's even a male voice. Okay. The demons, they are gathering, preparing. Had to escape to warn you. They must be stopped.
Leave me be.
You must stop them. Okay. An urgent warning. Greetings, Death Lord. I've just been informed about the wounded soldier who escaped from the broken shore. What he must have endured. See, there they say he. All of us know the price we paid the last time we set foot upon the broken shore. Stoletzi turns her eyes to the ground. I recommend dispatching a scouting team to investigate the Legion's strength. We need to know what we're facing in that accursed place. Oh, okay, so we just have to send things out. Alright, that makes sense. Unfortunately, I have no one to send. I could do that later, obviously. But that's interesting. So that's going to be kind of the precursor to it. So, yeah. I did tell everyone about this before I logged in, just to let them know. But now that I know, I'll probably tell them it's not that big of a deal. Though, I don't know what comes afterwards, so I'm definitely going to tell them, make sure they do it. So, yeah. But that, I was going to say before I started that, but then I accidentally started it, because I'm a genius. I looked at, what's the word here? I looked at, when I logged into the, like, home screen thing, right? Not the home screen, the, Battle.net application. The featured news was actually talking about the new dungeon that's coming out in 7.2. So, with all this stuff going on, it feels like it's going to be hype, like, for 7.2 to come out soon. It's almost like, kind of letting us know. But, the unfortunate reality is, I'm probably not going to get to it on this series. Because, hear me out, I probably am going to end up doing 7.2 stuff, depending on when it comes out, on my Demon Hunter. Because this entire series has just basically been one patch. Like, we've spent a lot of time in this. And it's not because I'm saying this by choice, like I'm saying, oh, I'm going to purposely do this. The reality is, I'm going to make an announcement since we're talking about so many updates and shit. Here is the reality. One way or another, in 14 days, my sub runs out. And that will have been my second sub for this game, marking 4 months we've been playing this game. And I said a long time ago, back in streams, you may remember this, you may not if you've been watching up to this point, that I had a very set day or time period-ish in mind for when we're going to stop playing WoW and go back to other games and whatnot, and just kind of have our Demon Hunter on the side. Well, that day is in 14 days. That's the day I was talking about. So the plan now is to definitely do Suramar, because while I want to save that for streaming, if I'm being honest, I don't think my stream program's going to be fixed in 14 days, because we just had no luck. There's been no... They've tried. It's not their fault. They've actually tried. Well, I mean, I guess it's their fault if I was, you know, if I wanted to go and say, like, I don't know, it's their program, they should fix the shit. And you wouldn't be wrong. I kind of agree with you. The reality is, though, it's still fucking broken and they can't fix it. So, nothing much I could do there. So, I figure we might as well... Apparently, Terry's actually done all of Suramar now, because he's off from college and he wanted to take the opportunity to do so. But, I want to make sure that we do it ASAP. And by Suramar, I mean all this. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 more chapters of that. And then we can do Nighthold. And basically, that'll be the entire story of 7.1.5 done. At that point. And at that point, we're pretty much going to do nothing mostly but raids. I have this, like, final thing for the week planned. And we'll just kind of go through and you'll see. But that'll pretty much be the end of the series, guys. So, I'm continuing the game. We're going to start where we finish. We've gotten so far now, and I'm not quitting. We're going to get to the end of 7.1.5. But 7.2, if you're interested in that, that's going to be coming out on the Demon Hunter before 7.1.5. Just because of all the raw footage of 7.1.5 I have, it's going to come out way ahead on the Demon Hunter. But anyway, now let's do Trial of Valor, the Once the Future Lord of Shadows. Let's turn this in and get some gear here. Light's heart illuminates brightly and seemingly consumes the soul prison. Okay, so what should I get here? See, I accidentally got this. I didn't really want to, but I did. What should we replace? This looks better to replace, because it doesn't have as good shit. I can put the enchant back on it later, so... Yeah, let's go with this. Where'd it go now? Here it is. Let me look at my health. Wow, now we're 880. Sweet. That means I've actually somehow accidentally surpassed Terry with a week off, for God's sake. It's nice, boys. They're having sympathy on my soul. Yeah, just making sure. But yeah, so that means we'll have to put the enchant back on that later. But hey, anyway, the Nighthold. Yeah, so we do have to go to Nighthold. Odyn's soul rests safely within Light's heart. Take this vessel and deliver it to Khadgar the following instructions. When Gul'dan attempts to tear the sky asunder and bring the Dark Titan into our world, call forth the power of this vessel and release Odyn's soul into his body. Go now, Truedeath. We do not have much time. The Dark Church ritual will begin soon. Alright, so that's when we're ready to do Nighthold. So we'll make sure that we do that later. But, because obviously I want to, you know, do the Suramar stuff leading up to it. I don't want to just jump in there. Because that's the thing. You have to keep this in mind when you're playing WoW. Especially the endgame content. When we're dealing with WoW, you have to understand what they've been doing is they branch this content out in updates. Obviously, if there is a 7.3, or even just for people doing 7.2, they might skip all of Suramar. Like, they probably will want to do it. Don't get me wrong, for the sake of the story, one. But that's not really a big incentive, unfortunately. You can just watch it on YouTube and whatnot. But, they'll want to do it for flying. Because flying will have been released, and that's going to be a major deal. But, if there's a 7.3, the thing is, 7.2 is going to introduce an option that when you complete a certain reputation gang with a group in the Broken Shore, you will actually be able to get account-wide flying. So, it's almost going to render Suramar useless. I think you need to get the part 1 part first. But, I'm not sure. And if you don't have to get part 1 first, you basically get account-wide just for doing that. So, in a way, some of this content is going to be forgotten, which is why I think it's important to be recording it like we are now. Because I remember specifically back in Raft days, there's basically no point of Uludar. Like, you'd pretty much go from 78 and then you'd instantly start questing an Ice Crown. rather than Storm Peak, unless you really wanted the story. Like, there was just no real reason to do it. It was just there. You could even go in the raid if you just said, fuck it, I don't want to do the story. So, I feel in a way, with 7.1.5 passing, it's probably going to become like that, and most people will just jump right into the Nighthold, because they can. There's no attunement to it, from my understanding, at all. They'll just jump right in it and go, here we go, Nighthold. And they'll just kind of get the story that way, rather than going for the entire thing, potentially. So, that's going to be how I think it goes down, which is why I think it's important to get this all. But that's also why it kind of will work out that we're going on the Demon Hunter, because, you know. But anyway, I'm going to cut over to us going to Neltharian's, not Neltharian's Lair, turning in the thing for Neltharian's Lair. Because, you know, that's how we do things now. When you see us next, we'll be turning that in to those people at Stormheim. So, yeah, guys, BRB. Alright, we're back, so let's turn this in and see what you guys say. Dare not serve Odyn a feast upon an improper dish. Such action will only earn his ire. These will make a worthy vessel indeed. You're already, Death Knight. What is that? A good bit of Artifice power. Okay, you're already, Death Knight. Travel to Odyn's Shining Hall and offer the feast on the altar just inside. Mighty Odyn will then set his gaze upon you, and you must pass the ancient trials of the Valajar under his watch. Only then will you receive Odyn's blessing. Alright, so I'm just going to ask Terry at some point to go run that with me. Probably, like, today or something. I don't know. But, yeah. That would be that. Progress has definitely been made. What is this? Odyn's hunting ground contain all the mare of the great beasts. Huh?
I dwell in the Shadowland.
Oh, it's a pet master. Okay, that's pretty cool. But, those are some interesting lines. I've never actually heard the Valkyra before. So that's actually kind of cool. But, yeah, that's all we have to do for now. When next you see me, we'll probably be turning this in. So, and we'll be doing, well, actually, no, when next you see me, we'll either be doing Suramar or turning this in, one or the other. And, yeah. I definitely, like I said, plan to do all of Suramar. Potentially, probably this week is the plan. I want to do it. So we try and get ourselves into Nighthold as soon as possible. But, yeah. It's kind of going to be weird, just bringing this up, just, you know, just still talking, just candidly. It's going to be a little weird, because I have a feeling, especially because we're going to be ending soon, because it's basically what's going to be happening. It's going to be a little weird, because, in a way, we're not going to get to Heroic at all, and, like, Mythic. I probably plan to do that on my Demon Hunter, because he's going to be basically my guy for the rest of my experiences with the game, so, yeah. But, yeah, so just kind of don't expect the Mythic shit, and that'll probably all pick up in my Demon Hunter series, so if you liked this so far, just kind of watch that. But, yeah, anyway. I'm not even trying to plug, I'm being honest, right? Because I figure, that was always kind of my plan to go to the Demon Hunter eventually. Like, I even said that from the beginning. And I'm not trying to plug, but I'm just being honest. Because we could keep doing this, but I feel like this is just more of a stream character. And even though we're technically not streaming right now, normally we would be had XSplit not been, you know, so, yeah. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching up to this point. And we'll be back.